Hey guys, this is Chaney77, coach of the Brisbane Heat Giants here with week 2 of the ICL. This week we're going up against a dank pit and the sneaky Sceptiles. His team consists of Hydreigon, Florges, Vaporeon, Chandelure, Gallade, Taurus, Megasceptile, Magmortar, Electivire, Leafeon, and Pikachu. A team that has a lot of Megaladios counters, especially Hydreigon, which he did not bring. Out of all the threats he had on his team, he didn't bring the one that I was most scared of. Everything else, the Megaladios would have taken care of. Hydreigon was the one that worried me the most. So going into this matchup, I saw that he had no forms of hazard removal, so my plan was to hazard stack him, lead Greninja with Focus Sash, Toxic Spikes, and as you can see, he brought everything that was grounded, so Toxic Spikes would be putting in the finest of work. Focus Sash Greninja with enough speed to outspeed the Sceptile before it Mega Evolved. Taunt for just in case Vaporeon wanted to come in. I could taunt it, stop it from getting off a Heal Bell or a Wish or whatever. Basically force it into Scald. Ice Beam and Scald of my own. And to counter or to check the Hydreigon, I brought a Assault Vest Tangrowth. Pretty much max HP, max Spadef to take on a Choice Scarfed Hydreigon. Wouldn't be two hit KO'd by a Fire Blast from it or anything else. I just felt that Tangrowth was my best answer. I felt that Choice Scarf was his best option because otherwise I would be able to outspeed him with Megaladios, and my secondary check or my offensive check to Hydreigon was a Choice Scarfed Mienshao. Puts in a lot of work against his team. I believe the coverage I ran was U-turn, high jump kick, knock off, and poison jab. The Tangrowth set was Earthquake because Earthquake hits a lot of things in his team. Power Whip just for the Vaporeon. Break, and knock off probably. Don't remember. The Weavile was an adamant ban set to be able to pick off things with Ice Shard. His team is also fairly slow. The only thing that might be able to outspeed would be the Taurus, but I had checks to that, so I was comfortable to run Adamant Band, or with Ice Shard, Knockoff, Poison Jab, and Icicle Crash. The Bronzong was a Spadef Bronzong, or I believe it was Spadef. Heavy Slam, Stealth Rocks, Toxic, and Earthquake. And the Zapdos was a semi-physically bulky and modest, with a little bit of speed, just to take hits from the Gallade and possibly the Mega Sceptile, but you know, Mega Sceptile would be fairly easily checked by the Tangrowth, no matter if he brings the physical or the special set. But yeah, Tangrowth couldn't take two life orb close combats from the Glade, but Zapdos eats those up. So yeah, my lead was always Greninja. Set up those toxic spikes, as we see he leads with Pikachu Libre, which is pretty cool. So yep, get up my first layer of toxic spikes as he goes for the Nuzzle and to paralyze me. Then he shows off the flying press, but you know, game plan is just to get up 2 layers of toxic spikes. Now here, I just go into Zapdos predicting his flying press again. I am Rocky Helmet, so I'll be able to get off some nice chip damage. And also I wanted to preserve Greninja as sack fodder later in the match. Also possibly get off a taunt on either the Vaporeon or Florges, but that was but it was mainly just kept for sack fodder, as we see Flying Press does next to 0 damage. Goes for T-Bolt as I U-turn, predicting U-turn was just my best play. If he switched out, then I would be able to get initiative. If he stayed and attacked me as he did there, I'm able just to go into Meowscarada and revenge kill it. As he sacks off Pikachu there, and now whatever he brings is going to take those toxic spikes damage. The Chandelure comes in. Chandelure was also a pretty big threat. You know, Specs could put huge dents into my team because Bronzong doesn't appreciate Shadow Balls. It can take one, and it can also take a Fire Blast because I am heat proof. Because I didn't bring Heatran, I didn't think he would. There's no reason to click Earth or ground moves against me because it hits nothing super effectively except for heat proof Bronzong, but most Bronzongs usually run Levitate, so it could take a Fire Blast and do some damage back with the Earthquake. But here I just want to get off some damage with Zapdos because I was wary that he could be Carmined, sub-Carmined. So I just wanted to get some damage off just in case he was. As we see, that does 34% damage, which basically means he is max HP, max Spadef. Not exactly sure why, but yeah, he is, and he gets a crit on the overheat and kills my Zapdos. That crit did matter in the sense that it wouldn't have been able to kill my Zapdos. I believe the roll was 63 or 65% max, and I would have been able to roost up next turn, get my health back, and basically had a Zapdos alive. But he shows the White Herb and basically has, yeah, I'm not sure why, but the White Herb resets his special attack drops so that he is just normal special attack. But because he's not scarfed, I am able to 100% outspeed him with Sneasel and either kill this or knock off whatever incoming Pokemon's item. So he chooses to sack the Chandelure. The crit there didn't matter at all. It was 100% going to kill no matter what. Now here he goes into Glade, and I just sack off Greninja because I don't know whether it is scarfed yet. But he shows Life Orb, which means that once again I am able to 100% outspeed him with my Weavile, Sneasel, and kill with the knockoff So Sneasel acting as a awesome cleaner right now. So he goes into Vaporeon, and here I just go into my Bronzong because, yeah, Vaporeon can't do much to the Bronzong. I can 1v1 it because it is toxic, and even if he does have Heal Bell, I have the toxic on Bronzong anyway, so I can stall out some Heal Bell. But there, I set up the rocks just to get off more chip damage, but I guess in hindsight, the better play would have been just Earthquake. He shows Citrus Berry, which is again interesting. I think Leftovers might have been more useful in this situation, but in the end, I'm able to take out this Vaporeon with the toxic damage racking up, and the burn not doing as much as it was. Oh, burn damage doing half because I am heat proof. Now here I'm just able to click Ice Shard, knock out this Sceptile. Crit once again didn't matter. It was like it's going to do 200%, and yeah, this is pretty much game. Able to go into my Tangrowth, eat up this Moonblast, and I have Poison Jab for this, so I'm able to take it out. Yeah, and that's pretty much game. So a nice 3-0 victory for me to pick up my first win of the season after last week's loss, which is nice. And yeah, hopefully we can come back next week for another win. I believe I'm going up against Sand Offense. Yep, Sand Drill, Tyranitar, and Excadrill this week, so that should be fun. I hope to see you guys next week, and catch you guys later.